The last thing the Lord Jesus Christ did when he left this earth and ascended back into heaven was he told us, the church, to go to every nation and make disciples. He said he would be with us to the end of the age. And in Child Evangelism Fellowship, we have had the passion and the heart to obey that command. And for over 10 years, we've been focusing on getting to every nation of the world. And the last obstacle we have in place, the one that is the problem, the one that only God can open, is the nation of North Korea. And I'm standing right now by a flagpole which has the target countries we have yet remaining. And we're flying the North Korean flag right now today. We're asking people to pray for North Korea. But I want to tell you something that kind of been going on in my life. For over 2 years, everywhere I go, everyone I speak to, in a small group or one-on-one or in a meeting, I ask them to pray for the children of North Korea, and that God would open the door that we could have good news clubs in North Korea. Well, earlier this year I was in Africa, West Africa, and while I was in West Africa, the workers there who I'd asked to pray for North Korea, they did something I didn't think about. They went to the children, the young children in the good news clubs, and they asked them, would you children pray for North Korea? Do you know there's a place in the world, they told the children, where the children can't have a good news club like you have? Do you like your good news club? And they all said, oh yeah, we love our good news club. Well, we want you to pray that these children in North Korea can have a good news club. And I saw those children, they could understand what a good news club was. They could understand what it means not to be able to have one. And they could pray that God would open up the door in North Korea. I want to show you, I've got a map here, if you can take a look at it, of the world. And I just want to show you where North Korea, you have, of course, the United States, North America, South America. You go over to Africa, you got Europe up here, then you have Asia. Right over here, on this part of the world, there's a nation coming down, and it's divided in half. Half of it is South Korea, and the upper half is North Korea. We have a strong work in South Korea, but in North Korea, we're forbidden to go. It's the tightest country that's ever been tied down in any of our lifetimes. It's harder to get into that country than any country in your grandparents' lifetime. But we know that God can open up the door. They have an evil government that keeps us out, that oppresses the people, and they threaten other nations. We're asking God to bring that country into an open state that we can have good news clubs. What I would like to encourage you to do this summer when you're with children, you wear a bracelet like I'm wearing right now. This bracelet says, pray for the children of North Korea. We're putting these on the wrist of children. We're asking children, would you pray that the children of North Korea can have a good news club? And by God's grace and by the prayers of children, we think the children can accomplish what the governments, the military leaders, and the politicians can't do. We believe the prayers of children can open that door. God listens to children's prayers, and we can see a miracle take place, and the children will then know that God heard their prayer and answered their prayer, and our God will be glorified, and the children of North Korea will hear the gospel. They'll be able to attend a good news club. Would you join with me in praying yourself and getting the children to pray that God would allow good news clubs in North Korea?